Good morning and welcome to Creative Marketing TV. My name is Susan Joy Schlief, and I'm really excited about showing you these video tips this morning. I've been having a lot of fun all week playing with different examples to show you. So hopefully the technology will cooperate and everything will display correctly. I'm doing some rather challenging things this morning with combining apps and showing them through Reflector onto my computer screen. So if everything goes well, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you are here watching me live, please go ahead and type a comment in whether you're on the Google Plus event page or on the YouTube page. Type a comment so I know who's here, and then I'll know where to look for questions and comments as we go along. So give me just a minute to look for those comments, and then we'll get started. Excuse me, I'm going to go off to the side here because I've got my laptop going next to me to watch the comments on while I have the Hangout running on my big monitor. Well, I don't see any comments yet, so maybe people have not joined live yet. I know it's kind of early for a lot of you that are on the West Coast, so I apologize for that. But I'll keep checking in to see if people have joined live and if you have any questions or comments. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Get my notes up here. So to start off, I just wanted to give you a few reminders about why I'm even doing this show about video. And you all know by now that video marketing is pretty much required for any kind of online business or social marketing, social media marketing, and online marketing in general. But not only is video required, the bar has been raised quite a bit in the last couple of years as the video technology has just exploded. Audiences aren't impressed anymore just by the fact that you have a video, even if it's a bad one. Now they really have raised their expectations of what they want from video because it's no longer new and exciting just to watch a video online. They've been watching hundreds or thousands of videos by now, so they know what they like and they know what to expect. They know what's possible. So you want to make sure that your videos are interesting, useful, and they have entertaining and helpful content. You need to have them be fast-paced so you get right to the point of what you're trying to say. I still see a lot of these videos on YouTube where people ramble around at the beginning saying, I just wanted to make this video for you. Well, obviously you wanted to do that and you did do that. So let's skip that and get right to the point. You also want to make sure that you have creative, engaging movement on the screen. There are still way too many talking head videos on YouTube that are just boring, and audiences don't like to watch those unless there's just some content that they really can't get anywhere else. Sometimes they'll put up with it, but the more creative and the more engaging you can make it, the more your audience is going to enjoy it and the more views you're going to get all the way through the video. Then you also want to make sure you have really high quality, both for the video and the audio. That means you have to have good lighting, you have to have a good microphone, a good camera, whether you're using your iPhone or your Android or you're using the webcam on your computer. You have to be a little careful with using built-in webcams. Sometimes they're not the best quality, but you can do checks and try a couple of videos and then watch them and get other people to give you feedback on whether the quality is good enough or if you need to upgrade your webcam. And you also need to watch now that it's a good experience for mobile users, people who are going to watch your videos on maybe on a tablet, but also on a smartphone. They might be watching it on the bus on their way to work with their headphones on, watching it on a smartphone. So that means it needs to be big enough and clear enough that they can see what's happening, especially if you're doing a demonstration. But the good news is there are so many new apps and other tools for creating fast and easy video. And many of them don't even require that you be on a camera or even record your voice, although it's always nice for your followers to have that so they get to know you, but it's not always required. Many of those apps will let you add eye-catching motion to your social media posts, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Things that are going to grab people's attention so they don't just scroll past them in the Facebook news feed or in the Twitter stream or wherever it is that they're looking at your posts. And so we're going to go through 5 basic ways that you can add motion to your social media posts. And the first one I want to start with is animated GIFs. Some people say GIFs, but the correct pronunciation, I've been told, is GIFs because it is an acronym that stands for graphical interface something. I don't even remember now what it is. But nobody uses the full term anymore. It's a pretty old technology. It's been around for a while. And it's gone through a couple of waves of popularity where people shared GIFs all over the place. Many of them were pretty low quality. And the GIF file format itself is not a very big file. It's not a very high-tech file. People are still using it. There are some sources, which I'm going to show you in a moment, where I like to get maybe a little bit higher quality GIFs, so they're not just, dog running around in circles kind of thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's, I look for things that are a little bit different maybe than what people are used to sharing for GIFs. There are plenty of sites where you can go and find humorous GIFs and share them, but I'm going to be showing you some that might be a little more, excuse me, a little more helpful for your business. So let me hop over to that screen and get logged in, and then I'll be right back. And if you have joined me since I started, please type your name and where you're from in the comments so I can see who's here. And give me just 1 second to get logged into my account, and then I'll share the screen with you. All right, while we're paused, I'm going to check over here on my laptop and see if we have any comments. Yeah, great. I see Cassandra's here. Thanks for joining us, Cassandra. And Becca's here from Sacramento. Great to have you both. If you have questions as we go along, just be sure to type them same place where you just typed your comment. And I'll be checking probably as we take a break between each thing. I'll check the comments. For those of you that have not been on a live Hangout before, I'll explain too that there is a little bit of a delay, usually about 15 or 20-second delay between when I say or do something and when you see it. So I always have to wait a little bit to see your comments because that delay happens. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my screen here and show you a site called Presenter Media. Now, this is, I think, probably the main one I'm going to show you today that is not free. A lot of the other stuff is free. Presenter Media does have a paid subscription, but it's not expensive. I think to get started, it's about $58 for the year. And then every time I've renewed, it's been about $48 or $49 for a year. And what you get for that is unlimited use of their site and unlimited downloads. Everything that you download and use, you can continue to use even after you stop your subscription, which I haven't stopped because they keep adding new stuff. So here we are on, oh, I forgot to start playing the broadcast on my laptop so I can make sure you're seeing what I'm showing. Yep. All right. So this is presentermedia.com. I don't have time to give you a thorough exploration of it, but it's a great site for a number of reasons. They have 4 different kinds of content. They have PowerPoint templates, which I use to create a lot of my videos. Oops. Sorry about that. Forgot to turn the ringer off on my phone. And they also have video clips, which I'm going to show you here in a second. They have clip art, but it's not a cheapy looking clip art. It's pretty high quality. And then they also have animated clip art and animated slides. And one of the best things about them, I think, is that they have the ability, I gotta move this down because, there we go. My Hangout frame was in the way. They have these custom clip art and PowerPoints and videos where you can enter the text that you want to appear. Some of them you can even change the colors of the objects. So they're very customizable, and then you download your customized version to create something that you want to use in a video or on a blog post or whatever. So it's pretty cool. Let's see, let me bring up this one. I worked with this recently. So if I decide I want to use this for something on my social media, I can come in here and click Customize Your Message. And that brings up an editing screen for me. And I can just come in here. And then I'll have to move that one over. And then I can also change the colors if I want, but you can see it's pretty easy to edit. And then when we're finished, we also have choices to pick which format we want to download. We can save it as a PowerPoint file where we could do some more editing, or we could add it to a slideshow. We can save it as a Windows movie file. We can save it as an MOV, which is a Mac or Apple movie file. And then you can also save it as a Flash file, which I never use because it doesn't work with any of the software that I use. I actually usually save it as an MOV file, and then I can bring it into Camtasia Studio, which is my video editor. But you can save it to either format and upload it right like this. It doesn't even need to be edited. Then all you would do is click Customize Item. I'm not going to do that now because it uses a lot of system resources. And while I'm on the Hangout, I don't want to do that. But it will process it. And then usually in about a minute or two, it'll give you a link where you can download it to your hard drive and then do what you want with it. So it's pretty cool. They have a lot of different customizable things. And pretty easy to customize. So let me just show you the video backgrounds as well, because that's the other one. And many of these are customizable as well. So for instance, there's this one of a businesswoman looking across a kind of dreary landscape, and then, you know, maybe you want to use that as the opening for a video or something like that, or even the opening of a slideshow. Here's another one with people walking up the stairway to failure. So a lot of the characters in here are the little, I don't know what you want to call them. I think of them as little doughboys. Some people call them naked Martians, or, you know, they're non-gendered, non-human basically, but a lot of them have this. And I'm not really crazy about that style, so I don't use those too often, but there are plenty of things that don't include those as well. All right, so that's a quick tour of Presenter Media. And, oh, I was going to show you the GIFs too. That's why we came in here. Sorry. Let me bring up one of those. So here's one that doesn't need customizing. And I have posted this on my Facebook page in the past. And you can set, as you save these, I don't know if it's true for this one, but a lot of them you can say whether you want it to repeat endlessly or if you want it to only do 2 or 3 loops, you know, so that you don't drive somebody crazy watching it over and over again. All right, so to me, these are a little bit higher quality GIFs than what you might find on some of the other common sites. All right, so I'll leave that open in case we need to come back here to check on anything, but I'm going to stop sharing Presenter Media and go on to the next thing on my agenda. So if you have any questions about Presenter Media, go ahead and type those in the chat window while I check my agenda to see where we're going next. Okay, next we're going to talk about web-based animation software. I need to bring up my password file to see. I forgot to save what I need to log in there. So I'm going to take you to my favorite animated web-based animation, and that's Powtoon. But there are quite a few other places that you can use. Animoto is one that a lot of people like. Powtoon does have a free version, but I think the free version does not let you actually download the videos. You can post them from there, but you can't download them to save them to your computer. So they also have a pretty inexpensive subscription service, which you can see in a second. But you can certainly get started for free and then see whether you like it or not. All right, so let me share this. Okay, in a few seconds here now, you should be seeing the Powtoon web page. And I'm going to start with just creating a new project. Actually, no, I think I'm going to show. Yeah, the best way to get in there is by creating a new one, though. All right, so we'll create a new project. Now, one of the nice things about Powtoon is that they let you run their software in 2 different versions. You can run it in the basic, simple version, I think is what they call it, or beginner's version, or you can do more complex. Let me see if I can. It doesn't want to open for some reason. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. All right, so here are some templates that they offer when we're trying to launch a new project. And I'm going to just pick, you know what, let's take a look at this cooler flat template. Which just basically has a background. And then over on the right here, we see a bunch of objects that we can add to the screen. And this is the way I normally build mine, just bringing things in from the side here. But it takes a little while. So what I want to do is show you some prepared templates using their simple version, so we can see something that's already put together and you can get an idea of how easy it would be to edit the text in there. So here's a little Powtoon. Over on the left, you can see the slides that are already in there. If I click up on the top here on the preview, it will just run through it. And there is music on this, so hopefully it's not too loud, but just be prepared. Okay, so that's what we're starting with. And then all you would have to do to customize it is go through each slide, type in, put your email address in, your website if you wanted to add it. For each slide, you can go in and customize the text. And it's pretty simple to get a little video created that way. You can see, hopefully you can see that on the video screen. You just click in each one to highlight the text area. And their animation's already built into the text, so you can pick which animation you want to use. So let me show you one more template so you get an idea of the variety. So again, I'll play the preview so you can see how they have it set up. So there are, oh, I think I just stopped sharing when I didn't mean to. Oh, I closed my whole browser window accidentally. Give me a second to get that back open. I think my finger stuck to my glide pad and slid over where I didn't want it to. There we go. Okay. I wish that Google Chrome had a way to stop you from closing all those windows like that. Firefox will ask you if you do that. Are you sure you want to close all these windows? But Chrome never does. It's just, okay, we'll shut down everything you were working on. Alrighty. So I think, oh, I need to get back into Powtoon because I wanted to show you the pricing. In case you're interested, as I said, there is a free account. So let me share this again. And so the pricing is, there's free $89 a month for the pro account, or if you pay it for the whole year, it comes out to only $19 a month. And they do have sales pretty often. So when I signed up, I actually got a business account for $19 a month, which was a great deal. It looks like they have a sale going on right now as well. So you can certainly get started with the free account. And then if you decide that you're using it a lot, you could look at upgrading or just watch when they're going to have a sale and then upgrade at that point. Because you can, like I said, you can still post your videos from here. You just can't download it to your computer. But one way around that would be if you post it to YouTube, then you can download it from YouTube to your computer. So you can get around that. All right, let me know if you have any questions about Powtoon. And I'm going to move us on to looking at mobile apps. And that means I need to bring up another software program so that I can display my smartphone on the screen for you. And this does take a minute to connect, so you'll have to bear with me. Grab another cup of tea if you need while you're waiting. All right, I still don't see any questions, so hopefully that means you're following everything I'm showing you. But if you do have questions, please be sure to type them in the comments. All right. Now, just give me a minute to get this set up here. You might see a little weirdness on the screen because I have to share my whole screen, which means we're going to get kind of like an infinity looping effect for a minute. But I'll switch it over as soon as I can. There's just no way around that with Google Hangouts. So. Entire screen. Because that's the only way I can get this reflector app to show, because it's actually an overlay on top of what's on my screen. All right, so my phone screen is now displaying, and in a few seconds you should be seeing it. So the app I'm going to bring up, obviously there are lots of them that you can use for animation. I particularly like the one called Legend, so that's what I'm going to show you. And Legend lets you type in a little bit of text. I've tried this a number of ways. I've used quotes. I've used announcements. You might have seen the announcement I made for this webinar. I put it into Legend with a turquoise background. So for this one, I'm just going to put something about doing an experiment on the live Hangout. And I don't type very fast on my phone, so you'll have to bear with me. I'll use the opportunity to get my brand name out here. All right, once I have my text typed in, I click Next. And now we have a lot of different animation choices. I haven't tried all of these even. I haven't been using the app enough to try them all. But I'll tell you one thing. I tried one last night that it hurt my eyes to look at. The colors were so bright. So I'm going to avoid that one. Let's just use, there's actually 3 screenfuls of them too. All right. I'm going to use this one because it's fairly simple. And then we can, now you have the option to actually put a picture in the background if you want to, and I haven't even tried that yet because it seems to me like it would be hard to read the text on top of a picture. But I'm going to go ahead and choose a purple background because that's one of my brand colors. And then the next choice we have at the bottom is how do we want to output this? And I'm going to choose GIF. You can see the line going across as it processes it. And then where do we want to put the GIF? Well, I'm going to, let's see, where is that? You can send it to Google+. There it is. And I think that's probably going to go to my personal account rather than the Creative Marketing TV one. I don't think I can change to a different account here. But let me go ahead and post that. All right, so you can look for that after the webinar is over and go check on my personal Google Plus page. It should be there, or not my page, but my profile. And let me just share this one more time. We'll send it to Facebook, and then you can look for it there as well. And for Facebook, it will save it as a movie rather than as a GIF. And I can add a note. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty easy to use and lots of different ways that you can use it. Like I said, I haven't even tried all of it because I've never even tried putting a picture behind it. But that is another option that I'll probably try one of these days. All right, so I'm going to shut down Reflector. And stop sharing my entire screen. So now let me take you over and show you in my Facebook profile how that shows up. And then I also want to show you my Facebook profile video, because that was one of the things I said we would talk about. So this is my Facebook page. Let me refresh it. So here's what I just posted. Now, if you're scrolling through, it will autoplay like videos do in Facebook. So it's going to get some notice, but because it's so short, it only autoplays through the one time. And then if you click it, it'll play again. So I think that's pretty cool, especially they give you such bright colors to use for the background. That helps them show up as well. And then while we're in Facebook here, let me show you my new profile picture that I posted over here earlier this week with a profile video instead of just a static picture. I think that's pretty cool. Now, it doesn't have to be, you know, I tried to make it more like what's called a cinematograph, where there's only a little bit of movement and everything else is still, but it doesn't have to be that way. It can be a regular video, but it can only be 7 seconds. So it's pretty short, and it only shows on your profile page. If somebody's looking at your profile picture in the news feed where it's really tiny like this, it still is going to be a static picture. All right, so I see we are about at the time when I told you we were going to stop, and we have not gotten to other people's videos. So let me just bring up one quick example of that, and then I'll check again to see if we have any questions. And while I'm bringing this up, let me also tell you, I did not put a sales page together for this, but I wanted to see if there is interest in learning more about how to actually use these things. I would love to put together a little class about this. So let me know if you have any interest in that, and I'll get you some more information. Let me grab my link here. Okay, so there's an example of the kinds of what they call two-step opt-in page, where it's very different than having the little opt-in box on your web page, you know, where it's just in the side column or whatever, and you can see maybe a tiny little picture and the place to put your name and address. Some of the things that I've heard about this page converting better than the other kind of little opt-in form. For one thing, it's big and dramatic, right? But people only see this when they actually click on the link because they're interested in whatever it is that you're offering. So I might have a blog post about free pictures and how to find out whether they're legal or not. And then I include a link at the end of the blog post that says, would you like to get my free checklist for downloading free pictures? I have just a text hyperlink there. They click on that link and it brings them to this page where they see the video in the background and the little description here. And I've heard this described as, this is a giving page, not a taking page where they're asking for somebody's name and email address. it's not until they actually say, oh, I'm interested in this, let me click on the link to get this, then it asks for their name and email address. And so people have a very different emotional response to this as, like I said, it's a giving page. They're giving me some free information, because that initial page, we're not asking for anything from them. And it has an emotional effect that seems to increase the conversion. Plus, the response I get is people just love these motion backgrounds. They're very engaging. So this is a service that I'm starting to offer, as well as if you think you're going to use a lot of these, I also am an affiliate for selling this program where you set these up. So if you have any interest in either buying the software, which is not terribly expensive, if you do enough opt-in, even if you do several a year, it's probably worth it to get the software yourself. But if you don't want to mess with that and you would just like to have me set one up for you, let me know about that as well. We'll set up a Skype call or something to talk about your needs. So I hope you've enjoyed our little tour of easy videos. Let me check the event page one more time and see if we have any questions as we get ready to wrap up here. Okay, Becca says, I like that, Susan. Of course, I don't know which one you liked. And Cassandra says, yes, that's pretty cool. Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, Becca, the app with the text animation is called Legend. That's correct. It's available on both iPhone and Android. I'm using it on an iPhone, but it is available on Android as well. Cassandra says she doesn't like cartoon memes. Yeah, I sometimes don't either. It depends on what I'm doing. Yeah, the problem with trying to get something more realistic as a meme is, it just is, that's not what how most of them are made. But the little video background, like what's displaying right now, is the alternative, where you have a short video clip that keeps repeating. Let's see, Becca's asking, do you have a different video about starting with using your iPhone to make small 60-second videos? You know what, I don't. What I showed you today using Legend is one thing, but if you have something else in mind that you would like to have a demo on, let me know, and I will add that to my list of videos to make. I'm always looking to make things that people are interested in learning, so please let me know if there's something more specific you want to see. And Becca is asking, what app did I use for the cinematograph? And that she likes it. Thank you. Actually, I did not use an app for that at all. I used my iPhone to record the video, and then I edited the video in Camtasia Studio, which is a video editor that I wouldn't recommend starting with because it costs about $300 for one thing. But because I do videos professionally, I need it. But you could do your editing even in something like iMovie or Windows Movie Maker and record the video any way that you want with your phone, or if you have a digital camera that includes video, that's another option. And in terms of learning more about creating the cinemagraphs or about other ways to work with these little video clips that are other people's videos, I think both of you had both registered in advance, so you should have gotten the link for the tip sheet. I sent it out this morning. I forgot to send it yesterday, which I had said I would do. So look for that in either on your Google Plus stream or in your Gmail, depending on how you have it set up. And that would be something I'd go into much more detail about in a little paid training if people are interested too. So let me know if you want to learn that. We can go through different ways to create those Facebook video profile videos, different ways to create the opt-in page backgrounds. I'll show you some of my favorite public domain video sites where you can get this kind of background. And yeah, I agree with you, Cassandra. I like these natural ones as well. So that's what I've been using for my opt-in backgrounds. Well, thank you so much for being here and for your questions. If you have any additional questions, just be sure to post them there, and I will keep checking if people have questions. The replay will be up at the same page here pretty much as soon as I shut down the live Hangout here. So again, let me know. You can leave a comment here if you're interested in the training series, or you can send me an email or message me on Facebook. And you have a great day. I look forward to hearing from you soon.